My name is Reinhardt, managing companies like Telkom and Zoku.
My name is Paul, businessman. I do the security services.
I'm Esther. I'm a designer.
I can see that you have an S22 Ultra.
My name is George Papai. I'm a police officer.
What is that something that you wish you knew in your 20s that you know right now?
20's ni mabobaya.
One thing that I definitely didn't know when I was 20 years old.
What I wish would have happened to me is
I wish I knew.
Do you advise someone who is in their 20s right now to be in relationships?
Ulisikia wapi?
Oh, that's a sensitive one.
What's up, guys? Kench is back again right here with a new video. Some of us wonder what these successful people wish they knew in their 20s. But let me now take you to these successful people and let's find out what they wish they knew in their 20s and they will have used to get it to bigger heights than they are right now. Without further ado, let's get it. Sir, what's your name and what's your occupation?
My name is Peter Reinhardt, and I'm just wondering how you know that I'm successful.
Because you have a nice car behind.
Oh, okay.
You, yeah.
It could be the car of my friend. I've been 15 years in Kenya,
Yes.
managing companies like Telkom and Zoku, but today I'm focused on impact startups that make a difference. So I'm actually working with TUK in order to bring job opportunities from Europe
Yes.
to Kenya.
What is that something that you wish you knew when you were younger in your 20s that you know right now that can help someone outside there in their 20s?
Well, there is one thing that I definitely didn't know when I was 20 years old. That is that there is so much talent and potential in Africa.
Yes.
Because I only came here 15 years ago,
Yeah.
so I wish I would have known that earlier.
So talk to someone who is already in Africa, something that you wish you knew. You know, sometimes someone who is in Africa can travel, let's say, to another continent. What is something that you wish you knew about yourself, or something that you did when you were younger that would have brought so much into your life and would have changed a lot for you?
Well, maybe another thing that could have made a change. I'm 61 years old,
Oh my God.
so I was at university like yourself 40 years ago.
Yes.
I would have liked to know that what you learn of university is important, but it's theory, and you need to put it in practice.
Yes.
So I would have preferred already to have more practice and practical experience.
Yes.
And that's also something I wish that students here realize, that what you learn is important, but it's only the theory.
Yes.
You need to be able to put it in practice.
Tell me, do you advise someone who is in their 20s right now to be in relationships?
Oh, that's a that's a sensitive one. Okay, my view on that is when you're in your 20s, life still has to start.
Yes.
So better don't enter into a permanent relationship too early.
So they should be in temporary relationships.
No, but try out before you make a decision for the long term.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. And yeah, let's do what you have been told by this wonderful gentleman. Thank you. What's your name and what do you do?
I'm Esther. I'm a designer. Yeah.
I can see that you have an S22 Ultra. What do you wish you knew in your 20s that you know right now, which can be applicable to the young people?
Well, I think one of the things I wish I knew, but I know now, and I'm also sort of learning also, is patience. Yeah, because when you're younger, you're in such a rush to get certain things, to do certain things, to be successful immediately. I remember we used to say, when I graduate, I shall not get a salary of less than 150,000, and I'll not live in a house that CG is not in Kitisuru. But then life shows you where you have to figure out certain things before you get there. Yeah, so growth is good over time. Allow yourself to grow. Yeah, don't force it. I think people now are forcing too much, and then in the process you do certain wrong things and you damage your life when you're still so young and you have so much potential.
Yeah, so how long is patience?
Between 8 and 10 years, I think. If you give yourself 8 and 10 years and just do what you need to do it really well, you tend to get to a point where you realize, yeah, so this is possible, without you having to do illegal things, you know? Yeah.
Do you think young people, especially young girls, because you're like a mentor to them right now, do you think they should be in relationships?
It depends, honestly. I think relationships are tricky because it's personal. There are people who have been brought up, or their personality is the kind of person who they want to just be in a serious relationship. And then there are those who they are just all over the place. So know yourself. I think it's hard when you're young to know yourself, but try to start understanding who you are. And by knowing yourself, then you'll be able to know when I'm in a relationship, does it work for me or does it distract me from things that are necessary? It's good to understand who you're dating because they can really affect your life negatively or positively. You can have people who end up becoming your partners in business, but then you can have someone whose main thing is let's go drinking. So you have to balance these things. I feel, yes, you're young in your 20s, so you should have fun. But at the same time, you should start thinking towards what do I really want in my life? So slowly start getting there. If you wait too much, sometimes a lot of people leave campus and then they're like, whoa, I wasted time. Oh my God, I'm panicking. I should have done this. I should have done that. So sometimes give yourself space to think and be like, okay, when I finish campus, what do I want to do? So what should I be doing now while I'm in campus to get to that space? If you want to find out more about me, the best place to find is on YouTube. There's a channel, Nairobi Design Week. There's a video I've done with them that talks about my life, basically what I had done until I think when it was recorded. So at least someone would have an understanding of what I'm all about. Yeah, and I think it would be inspiring for some people.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Mr. Moitoli.
Yeah, so what's your name and what do you do for a living?
My name is Paul Bogwa. I'm a businessman. I do the security services, software and hardware.
What do you wish you knew in your 20s that you know right now?
20's ni mambo baya. It started with adolescence. That age of 20's is where we come from Form 4 heading to college or universities. That time is so tough because people never listen, or young people are very, very arrogant. That time is where drug abuse kid must be watched. Most probably at 20's, I could go and study. First of all, I study for what is a drug abuse. I to study a virtual study online.
Although, so you wish that you will study more when you are younger, yeah?
More, yeah, that's than wasting that time, because that time of adolescence, we waste a lot of time.
Do you think young men and girls should be in relationships in this age of 20s, the early 20s?
Ulisikia wapi?
Ulisikia wapi?
I don't even understand, because when it's the 20s, every kid get money from parent pocket. I don't tell you when it comes to relationship. I don't even understand where relationship come from. So surely I don't support that.
So what's your name and what do you do for a living?
My name is George Papai. I'm a police officer by profession.
What is something that you wish you knew in your 20s that would have greatly assisted you right now, or something that you wish you did when you were younger?
What I really regret, or what I wish would have happened to me, is if my parents were able to take me to the next level of education after KCSE, I would be at a higher ranks in the police service, which I joined some 25 years ago. I stagnated in the police ranks at the lowest level of the police, which is a constable, for over 10 years. It's only after I was posted to guard Professor Engineer William Adwal, the current Vice Chancellor. That's when he told me that you can enroll in a course here that you think can suit you, check on different departments. I went to the School of Social Sciences, and I got a lady who encouraged me, Mrs. Wafula, to join the course for international relations and diplomacy. I started with the diploma in 2009, 2010, and 2011. In 2012, I graduated and registered for my bachelor's. I did my bachelor's 2012, 2013, 14. In 2015, I graduated. With the encouragement of Professor Dwal, he told me I should continue, and I proceeded to register for my master's in 2016. So I managed to finish my master's in 2020, and I graduated last year. If I had done this, my degree as early as soon as I finished my KCSE, I would be in higher ranks in the police, which is more competitive based on academic qualifications. In that case, I would advise that once an opportunity arises at your early age, you should take up the opportunity as fast as possible, or exhaust all avenues possible that can improve your life with the resources you have at the time.
Do you advocate for young people in their 20s to be in relationships?
I would not be, or I would, but it would be important that young people, first of all, focus on accomplishing their dreams. You stabilize first, have a base, and then you now engage on the relationship.